Hi everyone! So basically, long story short, I had to make a video about rocks for geology, and this is what I submitted to the class minus the music and, this part you're hearing right now. And the professor said it was the most entertaining submission they had seen all semester, so I figured maybe you guys might enjoy it as well. Also, disclaimer, I got a 94% on this assignment for a reason, so not all of this information is correct. Don't use me as a source. Don't quote me. You have been warned. Okay, see ya, enjoy! Hello and welcome to Rocks and Minerals. We're always doing pretty solid. My name's Alexis and I will be your host for this afternoon. Today we're talking about rocks. What are rocks? If you ever go outside and you look on the ground and you see a thing that kind of looks like this, it's a rock. You look over there, it's a rock. You look over there, it's another rock. They're everywhere. They're always multiplying. We need to escape before they dominate the planet. My point is they're everywhere. However, in this video we will be talking about the 3 different types of rocks.
But what are these types of rocks?
Well, the kind of rocks we'll be talking about in this video are igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic. You're probably wondering, what are all these weird words? I've never heard of. What are they? They are alien. What are you talking about? You're speaking a foreign language. Well, I'm about to introduce those to you right now. Igneous rocks. So what are igneous rocks? Well, these ones, in my personal opinion, are the cool ones, as they come from lava or magma. Either or. They're not the same thing, but they're both, they come from lava or magma, and they're really cool, and they form rocks when they're cooled down. Igneous rocks are lava or magma cooled down into these really cool rocks. What you probably don't know is that there are actually 2 different types of igneous rocks. We can tell these 2 apart by composition and by texture. But what do these words tell us about these kinds of rocks? Well, composition tells us all sorts of things that I'm going to have to read from a list because I will not remember these words. Well, composition tells us whether the igneous rock is mafic, felsic, intermediate, or ultramafic. Don't mind that. Texture tells us whether the igneous rock is phaneritic, aphanitic, glassy, frothy, or pyroclastic. Fun words. Determining the rock's composition is important because it tells you if the rock began as magma under the Earth's surface or as lava on top of the Earth's surface. Determining the rock's texture is important because it tells you how slowly or quickly it took for the magma or lava to cool. It tells you how long it took the magma or lava to cool into that said igneous rock that we're looking at, basically. Basically, if the rock cooled quickly, it formed on the surface of the Earth, but if it did not cool quickly, in other words, it cooled slowly, it formed, on the crust of the Earth. I have 2 igneous rocks with me. I've got obsidian. I don't know if you can see that. If you can't, I will put a picture of it here. And then I also have granite, used in a lot of kitchen countertops. If you can't see that one, I'll put it here. The composition of both of these rocks are, both of them are felsic. They're both felsic. Granite is felsic because it is light colored, but this does not apply to obsidian because obsidian is a special little snowflake, and it doesn't matter if it's light or dark colored. This one is one of the only, if not the only, dark colored felsic rock there is. The texture of this one is glassy, as you can tell it is shiny. The texture of this rock, granite, is phaneritic because it is coarse grained. Another igneous rock I have is gabbro. Is that how you pronounce it? Gabbro. That sounds like a planet from Star Wars. Gabbro is a mafic rock because it is dark colored and it has little crystals. You can kind of see them. I don't know if you can actually see them. I'll put a picture of it somewhere. This rock is also phaneritic because it is coarse grained. And this rock formed from magma instead of lava, so it did not form on the Earth's surface. Alright, enough about igneous rocks. We're moving on to sedimentary. We've got 2 types of sedimentary rocks. We've got chemical and we've got clastic. The difference between the 2, one is made with biological thing, like fossils and shells. The other is not. They're both very soft textured though. We've got conglomerate said that wrong. And then we have limestone. Both sedimentary rocks. Except the only difference is this one is clastic and this one is chemical. This one's clastic because this one's got like a pebble here, and it's like got big pieces of other things in there, and it's made from other things. This one is more fine-grained, and you can't really see anything it's made out of unless you've got like a very impressive magnifying glass. Also, a fun fact about limestone, it can fizz if you put, an acid such as vinegar on top of it, because, it's chemical rock. So there you go, sedimentary rocks. Then we have metamorphic, the rocks that came from other rocks. Copycats. The two I have with me are marble, and I believe it's pronounced nice, but it's not spelled how you'd think it's spelled. It's spelled like this. We tell the difference between metamorphic rocks by foliation. We have foliated and non-foliated. Foliated meaning that there's visible lines where the pressure was directed to make these rocks. I don't know if you can see that. Picture of nice. And then we have non-foliated, which means you cannot tell which direction the pressure was formed because there's no lines there. Like marble. There's no lines. Sorry. Also, fun fact about marble, the initial rock it came from was actually limestone. Who would have thought? I'm running out of time, so here's a quick conclusion. Igneous rocks come from magma or lava depending on where on the Earth's surface or under the surface they form, and we tell the difference between those two by composition and texture. We can also determine these kinds of igneous rocks just by the look of them, so if they're shiny or if they're not so shiny. We can define sedimentary rocks by them either being chemical or clastic, and we can tell the difference between those two because of what they're made out of and what they look like limestone and this other one I can't pronounce, conglomerate or something. This one's got big pieces in it, this one doesn't, okay? This one's chemical, it fizzes, this one is not chemical. And then we have metamorphic rocks that come from previous rocks. Rocks that come from rocks, who would have thought? Such as marble, coming from limestone. So the next time you see a boulder on the ground, and you decide that it's just a boulder, just remember what a very powerful sponge once said. It's not just a boulder.
It's a rock!